We are welcoming you from the beautiful capital city of Azerbaijan, Baku, on November 12th, 2024, which is the second day of COP29. Today marks the second day of the procedures of the overall process, and it still goes on, and we would love to kindly remind that the conference has started with the official opening event, which was the World Leaders Climate Action Summit, which started in the early morning. And first of all, preliminarily, the first speech was made by His Excellency, Mr. President Ilham Aliyev, the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, and he mentioned he actually called upon the countries, the heads of states, governments, to come together in order to tackle those issues, and not only tackling but also putting theories into practice, implementing some of the laws and regulations. And he also mentioned about the statistical records, about the progress made by Azerbaijan up until now, and of course in the future, about the possible potential works to be done in the future. He gave the examples of the ongoing works, ongoing procedures on renewable energy sources, about the equipment, about financing them, and also putting investment in them, as Azerbaijan has already done this. For example, he mentioned about some statistical records on solar panels, wind power, all of the renewable energy and other options as well. After the President Ilham Aliyev's speech, the second speech was conducted by the Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Antonio Guterres. He thanked Azerbaijan for such a great hospitality and organization, of course. And at the end, we would love to remind that the third and one of the most remarkable, emotional speeches was made by the Kuala Lumpur's, Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur's mayor, Ms. Maimuna Maud Sharif, who is currently the Secretary General of the UN's Habitat at the same time. She made her speech mainly concentrating on all the countries coming together in order to tackle those global climate change issues. And also, at the same time, she made remarkable, invaluable notes and remarks on the current relation between the climate change problems and these problems affecting pregnant women, babies especially. In an emotional way, she made her speech. And we also want to mention that she also said that, as you know, the United Nations has set some sustainable development goals. And sustainable development, according to her speech, is coming from the realization, the implementation of peace all over the world, which means across the earth, we need to stop wars and shine a light on peace all over the world, so that we can maintain a sustainable development, which automatically means protecting nature. And she mentioned also, she even quoted from some of the Azerbaijani poets, for example, Nizami Gencevi. It was such a remarkable, emotional speech. And she also mentioned on the importance of the role of multilateral organizations, for example, the United Nations itself, of course, and its subordinate bodies. As we know, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is the main body of authority body here, and also maybe International Monetary Fund and those kinds of organizations which are having great roles in funding in climate financing process. And at the end, stopping all the wars, giving peace a chance, she quoted another emotional speech that we need to inspire before we expire. We also want to give the information on the current position, current statistics right now. Right now, the summit at the high level process is going on, and according to the information given, approximately 22,000 people have gathered all together here. The government heads, the states, delegates, guests, also media representatives have come together at this one platform at the Baku Stadium in order to find solutions to tackle the issues, and at the end, of course, implement them. Because COP29, as we are already aware of this fact, is a process. it doesn't only finish with a conference which is annually held in other countries, in one particular country every year. For example, it was held in Dubai last year at the COP28, but the main purpose is that it's a process. It needs to be implemented after the conference is over. So for now, we've got this information, and the conference is the opening event. The high-level conference is still going on in the plenary halls, and the heads of the countries are making their speeches. We will give you all the detailed information later on. We are here, so stay tuned. Keep following us. We appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much.
So it's interesting because Seychelles, which I'm representing here at COP29 today, I mean, it's an island nation, so it's got it's low-lying land, and a lot of it is also reclaimed land as well. So it's at risk of rising oceans and climate change, like many islands. So a lot of those melting ice. A lot of the key issues also are, things like mangroves or biodiversity. They're not necessarily commercially driven activities, but how do you turn those into activities that bring in climate finance? Because globally, there's a $2 to $3 trillion annual financing gap. If you look at statistics from the World Economic Forum or the World Bank, and actually there's a large part of that for Africa as well. So we're working with the Seychelles government. We have some regulated licenses to run a carbon market there, but we're also looking at mangrove projects, and those types of projects can be relevant for every single island nation.
Very happy to be here in Baku, Azerbaijan, COP29. First of all, I would just like to thank all of your people here. You've been really, really great hosts. Everyone is very friendly. Got a very nice environment, and obviously the venue is great to have such a big event itself. But I think everyone is aware of the fact that we are today at a very critical point of our environment. Is obviously under a situation of crisis. We shouldn't be just looking at climate change. And particularly, I think on our part here in 013, we are trying to make a difference by ensuring that we can connect the carbon markets properly together. So we are going to have a press event together with the Ghanaian government, which we will releasing some news on some of the changes that's happening, and we are helping them to improve their market infrastructure for the carbon markets itself.
Other impression of Azerbaijan is that people are very hospitable. I have never heard anybody saying welcome at immigration. So when they because usually immigration, people are very scared. And when they said welcome, I think I was at ease. From there to the transport arrangements for COP29 people, there's a help desk everywhere. So Azerbaijan government has not left a stone unturned to host these international delegations and make sure we are comfortable, whether that is to do with our food, whether that is to do with accommodation. Everything is just so wonderful. And most importantly, the support they have spent 550 million in this infrastructure where we stand right now in the Baku Stadium. So that's a lot of commitment and money to support for organizations like UNFCCC, COP29, and saying that yes, we are in solidarity for a green world. We are here to help, and listening to everyone's solutions. Besides what is happening in the negotiation rooms with the presidents and prime ministers in the plenary and other events, I think it is also a great platform for people like us, the civil society organizations, thought leaders. Everyone is open to listening to the ideas. Everyone is spreading the information, the solutions to climate crisis. And I think we should come together as humanity to save the planet Earth. I want that when COP30 happens in Brazil, we should be able to say that what we discussed at COP29, we implemented. This is the result. And we should make sure that the temperature does not go beyond 1.5 as they are reporting, but we still have a lot of work. If we can do energy transition, green hydrogen, put our money, put our banks there, stop nuclear manufacturing anymore, stop the money there, look at the outer space governance, don't burn our money in creating satellites, put that money back into our countries in climate. I think we can still hold the temperature to 1.5.